So how do you create SEO content that actually ranks? And by the way, here's a bunch of proof that what I'm going to go over here right now actually works. All these sites did exactly what I'm going to break down here in these 6 steps. So if you were ever skeptic, well, hopefully this puts all that skepticism away. So let's break down without any more fluff, without interrupting more of your time, wasting more of your time, what these 6 steps are. But first things first, and a couple things you need to understand before the 6 steps is, as long as the content you're producing is helpful, right, and serves your target audience, Google doesn't care if it's AI or not, right? You won't be penalized, flagged, or downgraded for using AI content. You will be penalized, flagged, or downgraded for using content, right? Google doesn't care who or what writes the content. They only care if the content that you write satisfies the user's search intent. If it's a dog, a human, a robot writing it, they don't care, right? They only care if it serves your audience, okay? And even Google has come out and said this several times on Twitter and in their docs, right, that they don't care, right? As said before, when asked about AI, content created primarily for search engine rankings, however it's done, it's against our guidance. So if you're creating content to game the system, that's against their guidance, whether it's AI or not, right? If the content is helpful, right, and created for people first, that's not an issue, okay? So they don't have issues with AI. They have issues with shitty content. They have issues with content that's just produced to game the system. They have issues with content that doesn't satisfy the user's search intent. So they don't care about if it's AI or not. They do not care, okay? And by the way, this is from Search Ladies on Twitter, right? If someone is asking a question and you're answering, that's people's first content and likely aligns with signals that's helpful. So again, doesn't matter if it's AI or not. The only thing that matters is that if it satisfies the search intent. So if you're thinking about not using AI, well, it's not very smart, right? Because, by the way, all the results that I showed you in the beginning of the video, these are all people using AI, okay? So what are these 6 steps to creating content that actually ranks? Well, the very first step, and you might know what this is, right? It's the most boring part about SEO, but it's key, right? And a lot of people that don't do this, they just fail because you cannot do these properly. You cannot do these proper 6 steps without doing this one first, which is keywords, right? Choosing the keywords. So in order to create content, right, you have to know what the keywords the content is going to be based off of, right? And what they do is they focus on traffic. And I've spoken about this a lot, but I want to make sure that this tutorial is in depth, so I'll say it again, right? The only thing that matters is buying intent. So at the end of the day, you're here to make money. You're here to make money, okay? And so you make money not off of traffic, but you make money off of buying intent. For example, let's say I have this business, which is a store where people come in to repair their iPhones, okay? Before they come into the store, of course, maybe they come into my website, okay? And my website can rank for keywords like how to repair an iPhone. But you can also rank for keywords like where or how much does it cost to repair an iPhone. Now, the keyword how can have 10K searches a month, right? But some of these 2 keywords, where or how much, only has 1,000 searches a month, right? You might be inclined to go for this one. And by the way, this is just for this niche. This whole concept can be applied to any niche. It's just an example, right? The keywords where or how much, right, have way less traffic. And so you might be inclined to target this one. Thing is that this keyword how has such a lower buying intent in comparison with these 2. What do I mean by this? Well, someone searching for where or how much, well, most likely they want to pay someone else to do it for them. While someone searching for how, well, most likely they want to do it themselves. So they don't want to hire these people, okay? And so not to say, of course, that you can't convert these people, the more top of the funnel, low buying intent people, because you can, if you can make like a proper guide on how to repair an iPhone with step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Well, if you haven't figured it out so far, well, come into our store and we'll do it for you, right? You can convert some of these people. And again, this is just for this niche. This applies to any niche. But targeting the high buying intent keywords with less traffic is much smarter, right? Because yeah, it has less traffic, but the buying intent is so much better. If you could rank for the keyword, let's say you have a company that builds robots that fly, okay? If you could rank for the keyword buy robot that flies right now, maybe it only has 1 person a year searching for it, right? But it's guaranteed money. Hopefully this made sense. So going for buying intent is key. And you can even draw out your matrix, which in the y-axis we have the buying intent, and in the x-axis we have the traffic. Usually, of course, higher the traffic, the higher the competition. And you don't, once you have like your list of keywords, by the way, right, you don't go for keywords here or here. Why? Because these 2 quadrants, right, have low buying intent, while these 2 up here have high buying intent. High buying intent, low traffic, high buying intent, high traffic. So you want to go for high buying intent. Don't let that traffic fool you. Traffic is a vanity metric. The only thing that matters at the end of the day is money in the bank. We're all here to make money. How do you make money? Well, it's not necessarily more traffic. And more traffic can mean more money, right? But it's not a direct correlation. Buying intent, right, and the intent behind said traffic is somewhat correlated, or it's more correlated with purchases and money in the bank more than traffic. Okay, hopefully this is making sense so far. And by the way, if you're struggling with finding your keywords, well, you can use tools. You can use Ahrefs. You can use Google Keyword Planner, which is free. You can even use Arvo for this. But I think the best way, honestly, I mean, this is my tool, by the way, full disclosure. I could try and sell you on this, but I won't, because the best way to do it is using your own brain, because you know your niche better than anyone else. You know your customers better than anyone else. You know their pain points better than anyone else, any tool out there, right? Sure, you can use tools like this to have ideas. For example, you can add your site right here, your site, your main keywords, your competitors, your target country, your language, and based on all this stuff, your main keywords, your competitors, your own site, we give you a list of keywords we think you should be targeting. But again, you maybe know better than any AI, better than any tool, what keywords you should be targeting. Use this stuff only for ideas, okay? Don't pay for any tools if you don't need to. So going back here, right? Keywords, right? Focus on buying intent. Don't go for traffic, go for buying intent. The higher the buying intent, the better. And a ton of people make this mistake. Again, this is just an example, right? But there's a bunch of other niches where, like, this is just an example of an iPhone repair shop, but there's a bunch of examples like plumbers or plastic surgery. For example, instead of going for the keywords, let's say, how much does a plastic surgery cost? Or how much does rhinoplasty cost? Or stuff like types of plastic surgery, or is plastic surgery safe? This is too top of the funnel, too low of buying intent, right? You want to go for rhinoplasty. So rhinoplasty is a specific type of surgery. Rhinoplasty cost in Dallas. So specific surgery, cost in city. So that's super specific, super bottom of the funnel, higher buying intent than a keyword like what types of surgeries are there, right? A person searching for that stuff hasn't even committed to searching more about what surgery they potentially want to get. Hopefully this is making sense. Or even the keyword like how to choose a plastic surgeon. When someone's searching for how to choose a plastic surgeon, yes, they might want to do a surgery in the future, right? But they don't know what type of surgery, right? If they were searching for what's the best plastic surgeon for this specific type of surgery in this place, well, that's a bit more bottom of the funnel, a bit more high buying intent. And this is just a thought exercise to get you to think about this stuff, because traffic can be a vanity metric, traffic can be pointless. The only thing that matters is buying intent, okay? So after, of course, you have your keywords, well, now second thing you need to do is look at the keyword here, type of content that's ranking for said keywords. What do I mean by this? Well, let's do an example. So I go here on Google and type in, let's do, for example, best gardening supplies or best gardening kits for beginners. Okay, so what type of content is Google ranking for said search? Well, Amazon, Reddit, so a forum for discussion. What's this? A blog post? Okay, blog post whenever the best kits. Okay, which surely has a bunch of affiliate links. Okay, this is good to know, right? What else is Google ranking for this? Another blog post. Okay, so listicle type of articles. Okay, so we know that for this specific search, well, Google is valuing. So Google knows that to best satisfy this specific keyword search intent, well, they are giving people Amazon, forum-like answers, Quora, Reddit, any other type of forum, okay? Maybe gardening forums, there's one. Listicles, so top 10, 12 best, okay, best, okay, listicle types content, okay? So we know that if we want to target this keyword or variations of these keywords, we know we have to produce similar type of content. Why? Because people searching for this, Google is giving them this, and that. So we're going to give it this, and that, not something else that's not related at all. And this might seem like a super simple concept, but a lot of people don't nail this down. For example, I was working with a client the other day. He's in the CBD niche, right? And for a specific type of keyword, right, that we were searching for, Google was ranking category-based pages. Okay, product pages for categories of different CBD type products, not blog pages, not service pages. And so, yes, we could build a service page or a blog page targeting that keyword, but we'll have a very hard time ranking for it because that's not what Google is valuing for that search term, right? We got to feed Google with what it wants. And if for a specific search term, Google is giving them forum type content, listicle type content, well, then we know to produce these types of content. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. Give Google what it wants. And again, I know this might seem like a simple concept, but oftentimes, and too many times I see people producing content, right, that's not what Google wants for those specific types of keywords. So don't reinvent the wheel. Look at the types of content Google is ranking for your keyword and do the same, okay? That's basically it. Don't overcomplicate things, right? And this is all tied in with step 3, of course, which is copying or emulating the competition and satisfying the search query better than them. And if you can't, well, just go and choose another keyword. So what I mean by this, again, let's go with this specific keyword. If Google is providing them in such big ads right here, if Google is valuing this type of content, well, can we produce similar type of content? Can we emulate? Can we copy what they're doing and satisfy the search intent even better? Well, I'll tell you right off the bat. What I'll do here is, this is a bad user experience. There's ads, like there's this huge wall of ads right here, ads right here, ads right there. It's not a good user experience. And oftentimes people just think about the content. No, the user experience is key. Okay, and this is awful user experience, right? I can barely read. Okay, and can we produce content that's better, and can we satisfy the search intent better than these guys are satisfying? Can we do like 15? Can we do 20 gardening kits? Does it make sense to do 12? Should we make just 3? Right? Should we just go for the best? So can we satisfy, can we create a piece of content that's better than what's already out there? For example, maybe I think it could be cool to include a video, right, showing off each one of these kits. So can we have videos here to show off each one of these kits? Well, maybe if we can, well, this surely is going to be a better user experience because this is such a visual niche, right? And someone wanting to buy a product, they want to see a video of the product. So can we do that, right? Can we go here into the Amazon listing and get a video? Is there a video? No, there's no video, but can you go on YouTube and maybe find a video to put it here? Well, I think if we can, this is something you have to look at the content ranking, right? And think for yourself, can you do something better? Can you produce better quality content? Can you add like an infographic right here? Can you talk about pricing? Can you add like a table, right? Comparing all, like at the end, maybe a table comparing all the kits, why this one's better for this one, why it's better for that one, with a pricing table, right? I think we can. I think this is good, but I think we can do a lot better. And if you also think you can do better, right, for certain keywords, well, go out and do it. If you think you can't, and I'll show an example, for example, right here, in terms of backlink, or in terms of SEO type of content, right? The blog posts posted on here are extremely good, are very, very good, like super, like, I mean, you can tell, I'm just gonna zoom out. This is very, very well researched, tables, in-article images, in-article videos, like dedicated graphics, right? This is very, very good. Most likely, most of you, even me, right? It would take me a ton of time and resources to produce a content better than this one. I don't think we can. I don't think I can. So in that case, I mean, this is super well researched, so long, super valuable content. It's insane. So if in your niche, you feel like you're not able to produce for that certain specific keyword better content than competition, in other words, if you feel like you're not able to satisfy the keyword or the search intent of said keyword better than the content that's already out there, well, no worries. Choose another keyword. Don't go fighting against the current. Okay. So again, look for what type of content is ranking out there. Produce a same type of content and then try to emulate the competition, but do it better. Satisfy the search intent even better. And again, if you can't, well, go for another keyword. Don't be like rowing against the current. It's going to be very hard. Okay. Now, step 4. Well, simple one. It's to build topical authority. And this is just a buzzword, but what this means basically is building a brand, right? Building a brand and making sure Google and any other of these search engines sees you as the authority in the niche for whichever niche that it is that you're trying to dominate. Okay, for example, in the gardening niche, well, if you want to make sure you rank for all these gardening keywords you want to rank for, well, Google needs to see you as the authority in the niche for gardening. So what I mean by this? Well, on your site, right, have a proper website that talks about gardening, a bunch of blog posts about gardening. I'll even show you an example, right? These guys are dominating the niche for gardening because they only talk about this. Okay, so they have this website, all this stuff. They only talk about gardening, And of course have their gardening products right here, which if you click it, it links out to their Shopify store, which again, only sells gardening supplies. So these guys are the authority in the space for gardening. It doesn't just like end on the website, right? All their socials, if you scroll down here, all their YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, right? They are the authority niche for gardening, epic gardening. All their videos are about gardening, all this, right? For ages, since when? Let me see here. For 12 years. So there's no other more authoritative brand in the niche than these guys when it comes to gardening. So it's not just about the stuff that's on the site. It's about your brand as a whole, your YouTube, your socials, your LinkedIn, your Instagram, your Twitter, everything and anything that ties in with your brand. Okay, you gotta build a brand. You gotta build topical authority in your niche. So when you're producing stuff about gardening, so when you're producing stuff to rank for certain keywords you want to rank for, well, having this amazing brand built out, right, and making sure that Google knows who you are, what you do, and what you sell, and that you're the authority in the niche is going to give you an unfair advantage. And again, how do you do that? Well, produce a bunch of content about your niche, about gardening. Have a bunch of pages on your site about gardening, tips, tricks. Have a shop, have all your socials that talk about gardening. Just be obsessed with your niche. Again, maybe a bit too cliche and a bit simple, but I don't see enough people obsessing about their niche. And you need to obsess about your niche to create this topical authority and build a brand so it's easier to rank for said keywords, okay? And a pretty easy way to do this, well, just go to Arvo and generate a bunch of blog posts about this. For example, go here to our SEO article, put in your keyword, for example, gardening for beginners, and just generate the article. Let me just show an example right here, for example, gardening. This is all done with AI. Again, I'm not saying you need to use this software. You can if you'd like. It just saves you a bunch of time. Again, I'm of course 100% biased, but all this right here was done with AI in just a few seconds. Can you do it manually? Yes, of course you can. But why would you when you can just use AI to do it for you? All this done manually with in-article links, so linking out to your other blog posts, linking out to your homepage, linking out to maybe product pages, external links, in-article images, right? In-article, there's even videos right here. So this is a video for lessons for beginner gardeners, right? And this, of course, is an article for garden tips for beginners. And of course, the AI knew to put here a video that was targeting beginners. So none of this is random. And having an AI do this for you just saves you a bunch of time. And so if you're taking a bunch of these articles, valuable articles about a bunch of different topics in the gardening niche, posting them all, like, and populating your site with a bunch of these valuable blog posts that satisfy, of course, the user search intent. They need to be valuable. Again, going back to what I said in the beginning, doesn't matter if it's AI or not. It only matters if it satisfies the search intent. So if you can produce proper content that satisfies the search intent, going over gardening tips and a bunch of other stuff, right, and have all these posted to your website, your brand's website, well, sooner enough, you'll become the authority in the niche, for whatever it is that you're talking about, okay? And then combine blog posts, combine pages on your site, combine your socials, right? Producing content will make you the authority in the niche and will make you rank, and all these eventually will rank, right? Then there's backlinks, which we'll talk about in a bit, but this is how you do it, right? You can just click here, publish article to your site. Again, you can do all this with your hand as a human, but why would you? And you could choose AI, just use AI, And now, of course, you can even speak with this and say, I don't like the intro. It's too complicated. Tailor it more for beginners. You can basically speak back and forth with AI to change things around. So now you can, just like as if you're using ChatGPT, basically, you can change things around as you wish and speak back and forth with it and say, hey, listen, add a link here, add a link there, or mention this product. You can even say, hey, mention my Gardener 9000 product and why it's the best ever for beginner gardeners. Write a dedicated paragraph about it. You can do anything you want. So right here, what it did is basically it rewrote the introduction, removing any complicated words. You can accept or decline. You can even use the in-article like editor, so you can add links. You can sprinkle in your keywords if you want. So your Gardener 9000 product or anything you want, you can rewrite this. You can make it simpler, make it shorter, make a list, make a table. You can even add custom prompts like rhyme every word with orange, and get the point. You can do anything you want. So you can use AI to write the content, but you can also use AI to edit the content. By the way, you don't need to use AI to write it. You can just delete all this and paste in here your content. You can even use the assistant or the editor to edit your current content. And by the way, if you go here to editor, you can say write from a link. So you can put here a competitor link, and you can take their content and improve it, or you can even put a link for your own current content and improve it and edit it using AI. So let's say you put here a link for your own, like an old blog post of yours, put in here, create draft, it will show up here. Then you can leverage these AI tools to add links and make it a bit better, and then publish it straight to your site if you'd like. So that's pretty cool. Now going back here to the next step, which is building backlinks. And this is a topic that a lot of you guys are aware about, but not a lot of you guys build backlinks, not too sure why. And so I could make hour-long videos on this, which by the way, I made. So if you want to learn how to build backlinks, how important they are, why they're important, all the nuance when it comes to backlink building, go watch this one and this one. I'll leave links for these two down below in the description. So again, if you want to learn why they're important, what types of backlinks are there, how do you build them, how much they cost, all this stuff like anchor text, go watch these two videos because again, it would be dumb of me to record and talk to you about all this stuff when I already recorded videos on it. So just go watch those if you want to learn anything and everything about backlinks. Just know that backlinks right here, this is key, right? You can do steps 1 through 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. If you don't do 5, your results will be heavily subpar. In other words, it's going to be harder to rank your content, okay? Links play a huge part in building brand trust, brand authority, and in the end of the day, ranking your content. Now, can you still rank with just 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6? Yes, but if you're targeting high competitive niches, well, links are going to be essential. And also, even if you're targeting low competitive niches, just having backlinks will make the speed of success way, way higher than if you don't build backlinks. So backlinks are key. Please go watch this one and this one. They're super important. I'll leave it down below in the description so you can go watch them. Just know that they're key. So how to create SEO content that ranks? Well, it's these steps, but building links is a key. So all these steps, none of these is here by random. All these are key steps in your success chances, okay? So go out and build them. Then step number 6 and final step is optimize your technical SEO. Now, this is boring, and a lot of people don't do it, but it's important as well for a few reasons. I'll always give you this example, but I'll give it again. So if I just type in Dallas plumber, right? Now, there's a bunch of, again, I'm not searching from Dallas, so these might all be all over the place, but I want to show you something, right? When it comes to technical SEO. So this right here, right? This stuff you see right here, these little stars, this is a little snippet of code you put on your site called schema markup, right? Which allows you to have stuff like this, little stars, right? And just look at the amount of real estate. So the pixels right here is much more pixels than this right here. And then you have this stuff right here that catches your attention to the eye. So not any other result has this. You're the only one who has this right here. For example, if you're an e-commerce store, I don't know, Apple AirPods Max. So this stuff right here, let me see. Again, I'm searching. I want to find a proper example. And I'm not finding one. Where is it? Nobody has schema right here. What do you mean? Apple AirPods. Let's do AirPods. And nobody has schema. How is this possible? Okay, so this stuff right here. So this result has it. This result has it. This doesn't have it, right? This one has like star schema. Okay, it's called aggregate rating schema, right? These images appear not by random. This is by injecting a piece of code onto your site. And just look at how more inciting this result is than this one who doesn't have it, right? And just imagine if you could pair this image with the star ratings, right? You'd be unstoppable. So these little things add up. And this is done with technical SEO, okay? Schema markup, the little stars, the image right here. This stuff, even though these guys are ranking first, right? You could have a higher CTR, a higher click-through rate, right? Even if you're ranking second, just by having this image right here. Or just by having like this little star rating at the bottom right here, okay? And technical SEO is how you do this. Like your meta title, your meta description, right? They need to be optimized for clicks, okay? These guys didn't even like capitalize the A, right? I know this is in Portuguese, but you get the point. And so technical SEO is key. Your meta title, your meta description, your site speed, you could even be ranking first, but if your site takes like 10 seconds to load, well, people are going to click it, but they're just going to click off and click the second result. Site speed, schema markup, all this boring stuff, which is key for SEO. You can go watch this video right here. I'll leave it down below in the description as well. Please watch it because technical SEO, which is the boring part about SEO, is also key, okay? Again, steps 1 through 6, follow them step by step, and that's how you create SEO content that ranks, all right? Now, you can use a tool like Arvo, by the way, for improving your technical SEO. Just go here to blog automation, click site optimizers, click create optimizer, add your site URL, add your language, add how many pages you want it to analyze, okay? And what this will do is it will analyze a bunch of pages on your site. In this case, it analyzed 50, okay? 50 pages on my site. And what did it analyze? Well, it analyzed my page titles, my meta descriptions, my canonical URLs, my image alt text, my internal links, and my schema. For example, here for page titles, right? For, let's see here. For this page right here, which is, let's see, for example, for this page, let me want to find a proper, for this page. So the /AI SEO agent, which funny enough is the page that just basically a feature page going over what this feature is. The AI SEO agent that improves your site's SEO. And I'll part of the video, like going over what the page is. Again, if you're a local business, this could be like a location page, a service page. If you're an e-commerce store, this could be like a product page. Okay, simple page. Okay. Now I go here, and the current page title is AI SEO Agent Arvo, and the AI is suggesting we change it to Automate Your SEO with Arvo's AI Agent, and it tells us why. So it tells us our current page title, it tells us what it thinks it should be, and it tells us why. Hey, listen, we think you should change it because of this. So there's a reasoning behind it. And if you click apply, so if you agree with what AI is saying, you hit apply, the AI will automatically change your page title to this. And again, it's much more enticing to click on this than this. So again, as I said before, right, all this stuff plays a big part, right? What you write here, how you write it, the images, the schema, all this stuff plays a big part. And so you can hit apply, and the AI will automatically go to your site and change things around. For page titles, meta descriptions, image alt texts. I mean, I guarantee if you add your site right here, you'll have a bunch of images with alt text. Internal links. So if you have a bunch of pages on your site, right, or your existing site, the AI will find the best ways to add internal links from each page. So you will build out your internal linking structure automatically. For example, right here, suggesting we link out this page to this one using this anchor text, and here's why. And if we agree with this, you can hit apply or discard. And based on if you hit apply or discard, the AI will learn for future suggestions to suggest you different things. Schema markup, again, right now we have FAQ schema and article schema, but soon we'll have like the star rating schema, the image schema, so don't worry too much about it. But again, all this allows you to do, the site optimizer, right? This AI agent that goes to your site, and with a click of a button, you can have these changes done just like that. This helps you optimize your technical SEO. Now, can you do all this manually? 100%. Anything and everything Arvo does, you can do manually, right? Arvo isn't a magic tool, right? Arvo just amplifies what you can do as a human. As I said before, like the articles right here, you can write all these articles manually, right? Nothing's stopping you from writing an article about gardening like manually. Like anyone can do this. It just takes you a ton of time to source the images, add the internal links, add the external links, source the videos, right? Finding relevant views, go on YouTube and paste them here. So it takes a ton of time. So again, you can do all this manually, but why would you when you can use AI to do it for you? So again, anything and everything this does, you can do manually. And by the way, if you're wanting to rank on ChatGPT, Perplexity, Grok, any of these AI-based or LLM-based search engines, it's key you syndicate your content to social media, because all these AI agents, AI search engines, they like ChatGPT doesn't come up with info, right? They go through a website and go through your socials and then give people the info based on what they see online. And so it's very important that you syndicate your content to social media, right? I made a video on Grok. Grok is Twitter's AI, and there's a high correlation between the amount of tweets you have and the likelihood of you ranking or being mentioned or cited on Grok. So if you want to learn a bit more about LLM SEO, go watch this video right here. It's basically a step-by-step, I think 1 or 2 hour course going over how to do LLM SEO, how to rank on ChatGPT, how to rank on these AI search engines, how to prepare your site to be mentioned and cited on this new AI wave of search engines. So click here to watch it. You'll love it. Give it a go. And if you want a coupon code for Arvo, just log in and click here on Help and Support. Click here on Contact Support and ask the guys for a coupon code. Let them know you came from this video, and they'll hook you up with your coupon code. But again, to watch the LLM SEO course, click here. It's going to be an amazing video that I think you should be watching, because after you produce content, well, yes, you're going to rank on Google, but then you want to rank on GPT and all these other AI-based or LLM-based search engines. So click here to watch it, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.